Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Yes.
My lips are sealed.
Bakit?
Bakit? Why?
Di ba?
Inclusive kami. Inclusive.
Inclusive pala.
Women ang
Women.
pag-uusapan natin ngayon.
Oo.
My lips.
Tinanong ko na bakit nasa poster ka rin eh.
Tumawag ng eksena kagad, ano?
Sabi natin, exclusive eh. Kaya kasali pa rin siya.
Ano naman natin, welcoming naman. At saka ano naman tayo we are all brothers and sisters.
Ganun pala yan.
We are all spirit, di ba?
Beyond sex naman.
Yes, oo.
Kaya kasama ka sa poster.
Ganun
Tsaka
pala.
sa
Kaya
topic.
nga, niisip ko nga kanina, ilagay na lang,
Usapan.
ba't ba nakatabi ulit yung silya ko ngayong umaga? Kasi dapat sana kalahati
Tutok
na
natin
lang.
doon.
Ay, wag. Maraming masasabi si Toby
Of course.
tungkol sa topic natin ngayon.
Of
Kasi
course.
siya yung merong objective analysis. Kaya nakikita niya yung observation. Ano ba yung mga psychologist kasi si
Of course, he has a mother, sisters, aunties,
yeah.
Siyempre,
wife,
marami.
daughters.
Lahat tayo, tatanggapin natin ito. Minsan kasi marami sa amin, kunyari yung mga kalalakihan, itatanggapin natin na tayo pinalaki ng ating mga ina.
Oh.
Tapos,
Oo.
kasama dyan,
Indispensable in
Yung-
life.
yung mga tiya.
Yes.
Kasama rin yan yung mga
Our lovely titas
yaya.
spoil
Kung
us.
meron kayong yaya, di ba?
Oo nga.
Tapos
Siyempre
pag
naman.
meron kayong kapatid na mga ate
Yes.
or
Oo.
young sister, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's always that, kumbaga
They're part of our lives.
siyempre, kasi tingnan mo nga, di ba, si Adam,
Di ba?
nag-iisa.
Bakit si Adam nag-iisa?
Hindi, binigyan siya ng
Binigyan siya ng Eve,
part.
di ba?
Okay.
Kailangan
Si Adam lang.
Kailangan may historical. Kailangan hindi tayo pwedeng parang in history, we have to look at that, hindi ba?
Oo.
Tapos, ano
Hindi
yan
rin pwede si Eve lang, hindi ba?
hindi pwede. Kasi paano mangyayari yun, hindi ba? So, paano dadami?
Oo nga.
Tapos, siyempre, there's so much. Ako nga, pagdating sa mga puno, palagi. Minsan, ang dami nagtatanong sa akin,
Meron tayong
bakit daw akong she ng she pagdating sa puno? Sabi ko, wala bang he?
kasi para siyang mother talaga. Di ba?
Ano
Nurturing.
explanation mo
Nurturing.
doon? Ano?
Hindi kasi, nature, ang isang puno, may both sides. Kapag namulaklak yan, may male and female. So ngayon, how you would think about, how did the designer or the person who created the form of that being, what was it meant to be? But may ganun na kondisyon. Hindi ba? Kasi tayo pag sinabing, lalaki at babae, ito yan, man, woman, hindi ba? Nadi-differentiate mo. Pero pagdating sa puno, isa yung puno, pero meron siyang male at female flowers.
Ibang klase.
Tapos, hindi sila pwedeng basta magsama. Isa na mangyayari lang na gano'n. Siyempre, certain mga halaman like grains, corn, hinahangin yung pollination nila.
Oo nga.
Pero yung sa mga puno o sa mga bungang kahoy, it requires bees or insects, pollinators. So nagkakaroon na ng cross-pollination to form a fruit.
Ayan.
Tapos
So
may
pareho.
fruit na.
Female.
So here we are talking about kalikasan again, but let's greet our
Early bird.
Yes, our early birds.
Puta nyo, kalikasan na naman. Early birds di ba? Birds.
Early bees.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, di ba? Sabi ni Patrick. Good morning, Patrick.
Balik yun.
Aurora Garcia, hello. And Gilbert Pasqua.
Yes,
Rosalinda Lascano. And Jacqueline Aromin. And of course, Patrick Andrada. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, please give us your thoughts also on our topic today.
Tingnan nyo ngayon.
Women.
Bilangin natin yung nakikinig.
We
Aurora, female.
3 against 2.
Tanyo. Kailangan mag-rally rin yung mga nakikinig na iba na, di ba? May mga ganyan.
Please tell us about the wonderful women in your lives who have helped you, no?
Ay, kailangan naman marami tayong i-acknowledge. But the role of women, sinabi na ni Tito Toby, yung role of female in nature,
Yes.
no?
Oo, yung
Ah,
kaligtasan.
Sa atin naman sa human society, ano naman yung role ng women in
Mm.
our society and civilization? Sabi na nga kanina, mga magulang na nanay, yan.
Siyempre.
Yaya, hindi ba? Mga
Yes.
tiya. ganon.
Teachers.
Hoy,
Oh, yeah. Most of
teachers.
our teachers
Oh, yung,
kasi,
di ba yun sa early,
is a male teacher, but of course,
di ba sa early,
mas maraming women.
di ba sa early grades,
Eunice,
From-
yung
from-
teacher.
yung elementary, di ba? Puro women yung ating mga
Mm-mm.
teacher,
Teacher.
bihira yung male.
Mm-mm.
It's during the high school na nagkakaroon na ng male
Mm-mm.
influence.
Oh, Mr. Tamayo, baka you would like to apologize to your teacher.
No,
Mga ginulo
my teachers, they remember me still at this very day.
Naughty boy.
Unforgettable.
Oh, they remember so well. It was etched. Kumbaga,
Indelibly etched in their mind that boy, ipasa na natin.
kaya yan ang sikreto. Hindi ko na sasabihin yung naging sikreto
We're
ko
just
para
joking. Okay.
pumasa ka na yung gano'n. Yung dalawa lang naman yung choice mo eh. Either your teacher kind of brings you up faster and not, ano ko, ibabagsak ko yan. Nandito na naman next year yan.
Thank you to all the teachers who are really sacrificing, especially when you have naughty students.
At saka yung teacher actually, especially females, they're very nurturing. In
Oo.
terms of yun, minsan may mga teachers pa nga nagdadala ng pagkain,
Food,
food
oo,
para sa
yes.
mga estudyante at nagbibigay na minsan mga pencils, mga
Yes.
Siyempre,
notebooks,
You
ganon.
have to understand as a student, kanyari kung bata ka pa,
Oh.
pag ikaw ay nasa eskwela, siyempre, yung influence ng mama mo nandun palagi sa'yo, hindi ba?
Yes.
So kapag medyo a child or who's a student going to school elsewhere, hindi ba, nasa ibang environment ka,
Mm-mm.
pag nakita mo na yung, it's babae yung teacher,
Mm-mm.
grade school ka pa nga eh.
Mm.
Parang mas kampante ka.
Oo, kasi
Kasi-
parang mommy.
Una, alam nila yung actuations ng mga younger kids.
Yes. Oo.
Tama, hindi ba?
Oo.
Hindi katulad pag high school na.
Tiyaga. Oo.
Oo, nung high school na. Tsaka yung needs. May needs eh.
Oo.
May needs eh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pag alam kagad, oh, may ganito to. Yung psychology ng being a mother,
Yeah.
nandun palagi.
Mm.
Helps
Diba?
them be a nice teacher.
Oo. Actually, kahit kami sa school, hindi lang mga teachers, pero pati yung mga madre, kasi we went to a kolehiyo ng mga
Oo.
nuns. So, mga madre din was
Yeah, our teachers were lay people and also nuns.
nuns.
Oo.
Oo. So, very rin sila, very patient, very kind.
Very kind. Yeah, I can't forget one of our teachers. Kasi we were still like kinder up to grade 1.
Mm-mm.
Siyempre, inaantok minsan, no? She would give us breaks and she would play the violin
Oh my
to
God!
let us take a little nap.
Oh,
Oo.
wow! Imagine may violin player pa
Yes.
tayo during the class. Never heard na merong ganun, teacher.
Remember?
No.
We had
Oo.
a
Tsaka ano
teacher
yung
like that,
importante,
very-
di ba dito kamakailan nagkaroon tayo ng classroom without walls.
Yes.
Ang dating grade 2 students,
Mm-mm.
no?
And some
So,
parents came
some
along.
parents
with the
came along
teachers.
kasi talagang sinigurado namin na may magulang na dadalo.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Kasi it's a different experience.
Mm.
And the presence of the magulang or even at least one of them will make a difference to calm the students coming to a place that is quite alien to what they're used to. Tapos pati yung mga even you could see that the school principal who is
Also female.
female, the
Mm-mm.
teachers were all females. Kasi grade school nga.
Oo.
They were all like, their presence. Sometimes pag may pagkukulang ng konti, you know how it is when your mom or your dad is nearby. Your confidence
Oo.
It's
Mas
up.
feeling of safety
Mm-mm.
and security, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Actually, yung mga teachers, yung in terms of patience, ay medyo mahaba yung mga PC.
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi sila yun nga, from the very beginning kasi yung sa bahay, the girls are asked to also look after the younger kids, hindi ba?
Mm-mm.
So also when you go to school, you also look after sa amin kasi pati yung mga ibang mga kapatid nasa lower grades, inaalagaan din ng mga ate.
Oh, yeah.
Laging mga gano'ng mga sistema,
Mm.
no? And basically, women, alam mo yung role kasi, when we talk about women, we're not talking about positions, sabihin natin, kumbaga yung mga politicians na naging presidente, whatever. But basically, every woman has, pag fulfill niya yung role, even as a mother,
Mhm.
it is very, great in
Mm.
itself. Kumbaga, you are already a leader, in the family. Kumbaga, all of us can be a leader to brothers and sisters, or to, kung may mga anak na, to the children,
Mhm.
or in the neighborhood. So, yung leadership ng babae ay hindi kailangan maging piloto or whatever, but
Mm.
very, very much appreciated, and may impact yun sa society natin,
Mm.
no? Ang ano nga lang minsan ngayon sa panahon na ngayon ay 'pag nag-OFW yung mga mothers,
Mhm.
yun nga ang pain nila, yung sakit ng puso is naiiwan nila yung mga anak nila at ibang tao yung nagpapalaki ng mga bata.
Mm. Well,
Yeah,
back to
there's, again,
teachers.
kaya nga may aunties, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Lola.
Ngayon,
oo.
lola.
They play a role. Even in Kanya, they're already in their senior years when they're supposed to be taking a lighter load, but yet the role never diminishes. You know that? You notice that?
Mm-mm.
You notice that? You
That's
can,
the advantage of women kasi very empathetic ang women, no? And they're known to be very good listeners.
Oo.
Kaya their nurturing is really parang it's built in na in a
Yes,
sense,
oo.
no?
Uy, maraming bumabati ng mga, women audience natin ngayon. Una, si Lakbay Gulay, magandang umaga.
Oo.
Si Mike Rex,
Yes.
and sabi ni Aurora Garcia, "The wonderful woman in my life is my mother. She taught me words of wisdom, moral conduct, household chores, and be kind to the environment."
Yes.
Ayan.
And hello to Aurora Manalo also.
Yes. Carmel De Vera and
Yes.
Virgilio Enriquez from
Mm.
Subic. Oo.
Mm.
Eh, yung mga kahit sabihin mo yung nanay nagtuturo paano ka magsaing, magwalis, hindi ba yung hey, basic essential training yun
Oh,
eh,
yes,
hindi
oo.
ba?
They give us endless tips to make life better for us.
Oo.
Mm.
At ano yun, mga sabi nga, right conduct kasi yung nanay sabihin, opo, magsabi ka ng thank you, magsabi ka ng opo. Very good training yon sa mga bata. Marunong bumate, marunong mag-respect. Kaya gusto natin talaga meron tayong mga ganong women, even in the family. Very much appreciated.
tingnan nyo, in certain fields, not only before it's teachers, hindi ba?
Mm-mm.
You will see, depending on what age, then you'll
Yeah.
see in the field of caring, you
Mm-mm.
will see nurses.
Oo
Oh,
nga.
yes.
Oo nga.
Ngayon, siyempre, nagkakaroon ng cross-section na ngayon doon. But you will find, majority of those who become nurses are still female.
Oo.
You know,
Mm-mm.
kasi yung caring component of the sick is
Mhm.
far, kumbaga na,
It takes a lot out
takes a
of
lot
you.
out of
Yeah.
you.
This brings to mind one of our um, great women in the Philippines, si Dr. Fe Del Mundo. She was
Oo.
the very first woman in the world to be accepted in the Harvard Medical School. Yeah, she became a pediatrician.
Oo nga.
And then,
very good.
ano,
Oo.
During the time nung sa Japanese, when the
Mm-mm.
Japanese were here, they were using UST as a
Mm-mm.
place to keep their prisoners.
Mhm.
She was one of the doctors there helping to take care of
Mm-mm.
everybody. And because she was a pediatrician, syempre gera, no?
Mm-mm.
She tried to figure out how to help the kids who were having what do you call that one? Jaundice,
Mm-mm.
no?
Mm-mm.
And her work there, it led to people making devices to relieve jaundice, including mga, yung anong tawag doon, yung incubator,
Oo.
just made out of bamboo.
Oy,
Imagine, no? So it was very cheap, but it was doable,
oo.
no, for
Making
everyone.
do with what the situation was in such difficult times.
Her talents and
Yeah.
her kind heart,
Oo.
You know, she figured
Napaisip
it
tuloy
out.
siya ng ways, hindi ba? Kasi 'pag may
Oo.
concern ka, hanapan mo ng paraan.
Oo, tsaka siya yung nag-open ng first children's medical center. This is the first pediatric hospital in the country.
Ano yun, si Fe
Del Mundo.
Del Mundo?
Yes.
Pagka sa Amerika meron Florence Nightingale.
Yan.
Yan
Yan
sa
ang
atin pala
ating
si
version.
Fe Del
Yes.
Mundo.
So we have
Yung
lot
mga
of
ganyan
these.
kasi, personalities like them, they're like the cutting edge.
Oo.
They start something, then it becomes the very basis of the future. It gives you a measurement of what can be done
Mm.
and what are the
Oo.
components. Kaya yung mga ganyan, when you have experiences like that, even susulatan ng libro yan eh. It will become part of the textbook. It will become part of the whole process of learning.
They
Kaya
become
nga,
a role model.
right. Kasi sila yung, katulad recently, I've been in touch with some of the top scientists of the Philippines. No? And as of late, talagang, ang kausap ko na marami, or most of them are female, mga scientists, based on the research that they did.
And who are also world renowned
And
in
world
their
renowned.
field.
Katulad recently, nakilala ko, meron pala tayong isang research, she's a fellow. She became a fellow of this world-renowned, top-of-the-line oceanography school in the best in the world. It's called Scripps. And now she's living a retired life somewhere in Panay. In the farm. We're not doing her field of work, but all her life was devoted to research, protecting all the different marine life that comes our way. Now, dalawa lang sila eh, na na-accept dun sa school na yun. And when she took her doctorate.
From the Philippines.
From the
Only
Philippines.
2 from the Philippines ever went to that.
And unfortunately, when she retired, she wrote a book about Pawikan. She worked intensively for 16 years in what the marine turtles are in Panay Island. Ang dami niya, ang ganda ng libro niya, punong-puno ng information. Ngayon, and wow, you talk to her, mahiyain pa eh. You know, but the work she did, sabi ko, look, the projects that we're doing, we're trying, sinusulong namin yung conservation na yan, saka protection ng Pawikan. Sabi ko, kakailanganin ka namin. We would need
Her expertise.
your expertise to make things easier. And then I said, we will find someone to print your book. Just to come out. This will be our guidebook to do the conservation. Kasi the 16 years of work.
Oo.
Yeah,
Daming
extensive.
lessons learned. Yan.
Dami niya.
Practical pa. Practical handling, practical
Yeah.
project yan talaga. Hindi sa laboratorio.
Yeah.
Diba? So, merong mga taong gano'n na nagde-dedicate ng buhay nila. Kahit mga scientists, sabi mo, hindi
Right.
ba?
Yeah, we have.
Dami.
At saka kahit yung sinasabi mo, yung mga nakakausap mo mga scientists, no, may edad na, pero until now, concerned
They're so active.
Sure, life work talaga.
Life work nila. You'll be, I mean, it's so nice and inspiring to hear what they've done and how they did it and the success and the contribution they gave not only to our country, but throughout the world. So those kind of work, mas lalo in the field of research in medicine, in the nature,
biology,
dami.
kahit chemistry and physics.
You know, we even have Angelita Castro Kelly. She was a space scientist for NASA.
Oh.
She was the first ever female mission operations manager of NASA.
Oo.
Nice.
Ang mga ano talaga, pag mga may talent sila, no? Pag they're endowed with a certain talent, they're gifted.
Very gifted.
They really try to use.
Yeah.
their
And
gift
mind you,
to help more people.
yes, mind you, these ones that we were mentioning, they made their achievements long ago when it was not really easy for women to get into these jobs, into those fields. Yeah.
Oo.
That was
Tsaka,
very rare.
bigyan sila ng recognition.
So,
Bigyan ka ng recognition. Di ba nung araw, pag pumunta kayo pag nakita niyo yung historical growth ng ating mga influencers natin, the leaders, makikita mo it's a male-dominated
yeah.
field. Ngayon, nakikita mo, slowly the acceptance was being seen. Eh, pag nakita niya, when you go to you see the senators, you will find there's a
Kakaroon na
segment.
rin tayo ng women.
Ang daming women there na
Kasi
binoboto.
nagkaroon na rin tayo ng
Oo.
first woman president.
Oo, ang
di ba?
dami. Nagbago na yung dynamics niyan. And you know, some of them, their contribution, there are some of them, the female senadoras, very,
Maraming nagawa.
they have,
Oo.
they're very honest and they're very, kumbaga, the concern for their work,
Mm-mm.
the hours that they put in, the activities and their connections, they're using it. You know right away, this person does the work
Mm.
from their
it's not
heart.
just
And malalaman,
yeah.
malalaman niya naman yung
Congress-
parang nag-iingay lang. Yun.
Congresswomen, alam na natin si Vilma Santos has been very active in really helping people in Batangas, no? And she was very concerned talaga how to, unang pasok niya, sabi niya, paano ko ba matutulungan yung mga tao?
Mhm.
Yun yung desire.
Some of them,
They
there are
find
many.
ways talaga, they learn things para
There are many
makatulong.
who became leaders, who became governors, mayors, they will find. At saka, no matter what, diba, you may have a male leader who's very influential and strong, but who's behind him?
Mm-mm.
Who's behind him?
Diba, meron na nga tayong kasabihan na behind every great man, there's a woman, no?
Behind
There's si
Samson is
Nana.
Delilah.
Oo.
Si nanay or the self-sacrificing
Delilah yung
wife.
nagputol ng buhok.
Support.
Tama yan.
Hindi yata yun pwede.
Tagal ng
Erase, dapat erase yun. Iba yung history na yun eh.
Di bad influence kasi si Delilah, kaya natanggalan ng power.
Kaya huwag niya papangalanan ng Delilah yung inyong
Well, anyway, today we still have women who need the support of a group. Kasi we still have women who don't get the same pay as men just because they're women.
Ayun
No?
yung discrimination naman.
Oo.
Na meron tayong tinatawag na yung inequality.
Yan.
No?
Kaya we're still celebrating Women's Month. Not just to honor the women who have achieved much, but also to bring forth,
sulong.
isulong yung rights naman ng women who are not getting equal pay or opportunities. So,
Oo. The fact is, even in terms of mga, lalo na magaling naman, may talent naman, pero may discrimination. So,
Yes.
ay wag na natin bigay yung position sa kanya.
Oo.
You know? So, basically, this is a kind of exploitation then. Lalo na yung sinasabi mo sa pay,
Oo.
mas mababa yung sweldong ibibigay
Mm-mm.
for compared to somebody who's doing the same work, but,
Mm-mm.
is a
Male
male,
body,
no?
oo.
Oo. So, actually, yan in the world, we don't espouse yung discrimination based on bodily form or yung mga kahit naman economic status or educational status. Sana wala tayong mga discrimination na ganyan, no? And it dati pa nga, if you look at history before, of course, women were not given opportunity for education, di ba? They were not given opportunity to vote.
Oo,
Di
even
ba?
now, in some countries of the world, ganun pa rin ang situation.
Oo.
We're lucky in the
There's
Philippines,
some
mas
parts of the world na
okay.
before the women were given that opportunity to be a part of the whole society, working in the government, working in schools. But suddenly, when things change in their political landscape, suddenly they're back in their veils. They cannot go out. They just have to take care of.
Not even allowed to go to school.
Not even allowed. Education is not. It's taken out from them. And they're supposed. Kumbaga parang iba na yung panahon ngayon eh. Binalik ka ulit sa panahon na parang kumbaga
Parang going backward instead of forward.
the dark ages type, yung mga ganun baga parang
Literally dark ages. Tatakpan ka ng itim.
Actually, rin yun, kung mapapansin natin that every living being has the same desire for happiness, same desire for service, same desire to be able to work and to learn.
Yeah.
The desire to learn whatever body you have, talagang male or female, gusto mong matuto, gusto mong makatulong, makapagtrabaho. So these are things that are very, very natural for
So
everybody.
they must be given the opportunity.
Oo.
No?
Kumbaga,
achieve their
to
potential.
deny a certain group this opportunity is depriving them of what is natural in their nature.
Yeah.
Parang bata, maliit, gustong maglakad, sabi mo, hindi ka pwedeng maglakad.
Oo, baka ka madapa.
Madapa.
Ay naku,
Eh di hindi
certain
na
things
lang
are
magko-crawl na lang yung bata for life, hindi
Yes.
ba? But we want everybody to achieve the maximum potential. Yun
yes.
ang ano natin eh. Yeah, to be the best of what you can be in service of God, in service of country, in service of society.
Humanity.
O
Family.
humanity. Oo. So kung pwede tayong in every person, na we can harness, kumbaga pwede tayong bigyan ng ganyang environment,
Yes.
hindi ba?
Oo.
Some children, you give them environment, may music, nagiging creative sila,
Yes.
hindi ba? You give them environment to communicate, magsasalita sila, magsusulat sila, ganun. Same with everybody. So, ma-develop lang yung mga skills nila. Ang dami kaya magagawa ng bawat tao.
Yes.
Di ba? Batiin natin si Vanamali and Lila, Elvira Espiritu, and Moriel.
Yes, Myra
Uy,
Muriel.
happy birthday na kaagad, no? Pang advance, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sino may birthday?
Tito Toby, happy birthday
Ay.
daw. Oo, this is an
Oo.
early bird greeter. Thank you.
Oo. March is for the roosters. Okay? So basically speaking, we ask people not to discriminate, yun ang ano natin, not to discriminate and to give as much opportunity there is.
Yes.
Kasi minsan sa pamilya din, sabihin ng ibang cultures na mas gusto namin anak na lalaki.
Oo.
Ay, hindi ba? Kahit minsan noon sa ancient sa mga kings and queens, gusto nila lalaki din yung successor, hindi ba?
Because they carry the name.
And also they believe that it will be the males who can only be the proper leader. At tignan mo naman si Queen Elizabeth.
But this has changed
Oo,
already.
oo.
That kind
Siyempre,
of
there's certain,
vision.
we have to accept the fact that there's certain responsibilities that can be handled, like let's say during time of extreme situations like today. Kunyari may mga ibang lugar may digmaan. As much as possible, women and children are protected by the society.
Yeah.
Tapos, there's certain chores or activities that the male is expected to perform. Kunyari, ngayon nga, medyo in some countries, liberal na yung under military part, hindi ba? Kahit dito sa PMA, meron na tayong mga women cadets. Di ba? But in terms of sometimes when you deal with the wars, again, women need to be protected. That's how society should be. If you want to have a society that is, kumbaga, upright, providing protection to the women and children is a must. And we look back in the history that we had our women were abused by other countries. Yan naman yung mga, when we were
The
under,
comfort women. The
right. Ngayon yan,
comfort women.
yung recognition ngayon yan, I think there's a certain sinusulong eh. Today, I think is that anniversary.
Today.
It's being celebrated being remembered, not celebrated, but remembered. Commemoration yan.
Just to remind us.
That this was one of the dark times for the women in the country during the time of,
want that happening ever again.
and this should be a reminder that we should really make an effort to protect ang ating kababaihan. Give that an emphasis. Up to today, may ganyan pa rin. Naririnig niyo yung mga balita na
in Ukraine.
o kaya naririnig niyo rito sa Middle East, yung ating mga kababayan who are working so hard. The women go there to work as giving support to the very society, and they need to leave the comforts of their home and country and villages, to seek means of livelihood.
But that's one thing about women. Women are so tolerant. They're able to withstand so much for the sake of their families, for their
Oo.
loved ones, no?
Pero
This is
kasi
one
nga rin,
advantage of
dahil
women.
physically medyo hindi, we don't have the big muscles and the bones and everything.
Oo.
Physically, mas madaling i-control yung babae, hindi ba?
Alalahanin mo.
But there are advantages to the female body. For example, mas matibay tayo sa lamig kasi we have more fat.
Talaga?
Yeah, that's
That is
listed
beautiful.
as one of the advantages
Alam nyo,
of women.
Alam niyo, may ganito
Oo.
pa. Meron
Mas
akong,
matibay tayo sa lamig.
for many years, in the early years, I think this was during the 80s, I would go to the Cordilleras.
Mm.
Yeah, yung looban na lugar. I mean, these are the mountain provinces. Alam nyo ngayon, madali na makapunta sa mga lugar na to. May mga kalye na, may sasakyan. But nung araw, kakaunti lang ang nakakapasok
tagal
dito.
ng
Tagal
biyahe
ng mga
noon.
biyahe na napakalapit lang. But when I go there, especially in the Bontoc side, in the mountain province side, you will find, pagdating sa mga bulubundukin ng mga lugar, which is most of it anyway,
Mm.
it's the women that works the fields.
Yeah, ang tibay nila.
Bakit
They're
yung
strong.
women? Anong nangyari sa male? Kala ko mas malaki yung...
Pag inayos,
Sa
kunyari,
culture ba nila yun?
may ganon.
Oo,
Inayos
may
nila, for
culture.
example, yung terraces. Siyempre, lalaki ang gumawa ng work na yun. No?
Oo.
Siyempre, tedious yung work na yun. May mga trabaho na yung
They
talagang,
work together.
they work together, but certain work,
items are
it's
women's work.
women's work.
Ganon.
No, but even farming,
Even planting.
lahat. Even up to now, you go to the Cordilleras na, yung mga nagtatanim ng mga gulay natin,
Mm-mm.
ng mga cauliflower, lahat yan, you go to Benguet, makikita nyo, malaki ng porsyento pagdating sa nurturing ng halaman.
Ah.
It's the women who are doing it.
Iba
Sila rin yung umuupo na matyaga na nurture yung
Nag-iinit.
halaman. Kasi, if these are not, sa lalaki, kasi yung role nga nila nung araw, o sige, hunters daw sila, yung may mga ganon. O kaya, they protect the tribes, yung may mga ganon sila eh. Pero pagdating sa work of food, ensuring of the food, siyempre yung mga malalayong buhatan, but still the women would do the buhatan
Yes,
din.
oo. And and usually in the cultures of the indigenous people, meron talagang role sila piniplay. Just like I saw a docu about carving, no? So like in the mountain province, diba, they have very good carvers there. Most of the carvers are the men kasi ang lalaki ng tools nila, ang bibigat.
Oh.
But the women, sila naman yung nagagawa ng finer parts of it.
Ah.
The men will carve, tapos sila yung what do you call that? Sandpapering. You have to make it
Yun lahat.
further, and then if they have to do
Saka
the
main
finishing, saka nila sa
shaping, lahat.
finishing,
You will see the different trades are there.
sila.
Oo. Ayan, may mga bati pa. Si Herschel, sabi niya, thank you. Go Palakas. Krista says, good morning. And Jay Pachi says, love to all, Tito and Titas, no? And si Carmel, sinabi niya, women's power are now being recognized in the fields of medicine, science, arts, politics. Yes, we also have Women's Day celebration. We are no longer second-class citizens. Kasi dati tawag talaga sa babae, second-class citizen lang, di ba? Ay, yung first class pala yung mga lalaki noon, no? Pero buti na lang, siguro meron tayong tinatawag na equality naman. So,
sinusulong natin yan kasi not in all places ganoon.
mm-mm.
You know, there are still places where we have to do a little more work.
Yes.
Oo.
Oo. At
Puro work naman yung pinag-uusapan natin. Pag-usapan naman natin yung lighter side.
ano yun? Ano yun?
Siyempre, di ba? Sino yung nagkakalma? Sino yung nagbibigay ng, kunyari, pagod yung asawa at umuwi? Sino ba yung nagbibigay ng gano'n? Hindi ba may component na gano'n? Kasi sa bahay, no matter what. Yeah,
Sino ba gumagawa nun?
ewan ko ngayon. Kayo, tanong kayo. Kung kayo tinatanong, ano ba yung role na gano'n eh?
Ano?
Di ba? Di ba kaya yung...
It's both?
Partnership yan. Depends
Oo
who's
nga.
tired. The one who's not tired will help.
O siya ba yung tagahugas ng pinggan? Gano'n, ano?
We have such a thing as husband now.
Sino ba yung
Tagalaba, di ba? Tagawalis,
I want to tell you about this lady I met. Yeah, she's very strong. She's a very strong woman, and I heard that she told me herself that her husband has cheated on her so many times already. So I was surprised kasi usually pag ganon, they split up na, di ba?
Mm, mm.
But alam mo yung kanyang reasoning sa akin, kaya I'm saying that, there are women who are really so strong in their character. Sabi niya sa akin, I know my husband is not perfect, sabi niya. He really has imperfections. Sabi niya, he's not a good provider. So, siya na daw siyang nagtatrabaho to earn money, sabi niya. And he's not a good husband. But, sabi niya, he's a very good father. So, sabi niya, so, for the sake of my children,
Mm.
I'm not leaving him.
Mm.
And hindi naman siya gustong iwanan din ng asawa
Mm.
niya. So, so I'm saying there are women who are so strong, they'll do anything for the people that they love. So, even if she's hurt by her husband and she's having a hard time, she told me she just wants to look at his good side because he has a good side anyway. It's not like there are perfect husbands anywhere anyway, di ba? So, I I felt proud of her being so strong in that way, no? For the sake of her children.
Mm. Tsaka ano rin yun, when you look back at your life, makita mo sino yung mga napalaki mong mga anak.
Mm-mm.
Alam mo naman, alam ng Lord kung ano yung mga sakripisyong ginawa mo, hindi ba? And that basically, you have done good. You've done good for your family.
Oo.
However, whatever way you want to look at it, hindi ba? Kaya, yung nga, may nagsasakripisyo ng mga tao.
Yes,
Oo,
yes.
oo.
And it's also on the other side of the coin, di ba? Same. You have fathers also who are, I mean, none of us
Kailan
are
ba yung
perfect
Father's Day?
talaga eh. Lapit na, don't worry, your time will come.
Ayun, topic natin.
Sabi ko na eh.
So, men naman yung title ng topic
Mata niya,
natin.
masyado kayong dalawang seryoso eh. So, sino naman ngayon nagpapatawa? Di ba?
Si
Well,
Mara,
to make it lighter, di ba? Parang,
kailangan balance eh. Balance ang presentation natin. We have to have balanced news reporting dito and acknowledgement. Ano naman nagtutulungan tayong lahat eh. Hindi naman pwedeng one-sided lang
ako,
ang
naging seryoso to bigla.
In a partnership, there's got to be humor talaga rin, di ba?
Alam niyo, pag kayo hindi marunong tumawa,
Oh, yun pa naman ang best medicine, di
best
ba?
medicine.
Tayo.
Sino ang mas mahilig magpatawa? Lalaki or babae?
Depende na sa dating
No.
niya.
Hindi?
Okay, depende na sa dating. Kasi, alam mo yung lighter moments, importante yan sa isang relasyon.
Yeah, hindi to balance.
Oo, hindi yan pwedeng, yung minsan nakikita natin, parang
Puro drama.
Ay, nako,
Oo.
yung drama na yan.
Ay, nako.
Mas lalo sa atin mahilig pa naman tayo sa,
Telenovela.
Telenovela,
Oo.
puro drama yung buhay.
Meron akong ito scientific research raw na ang mga lalaki maagang mamatay pag ang wife ay nagger. Kasi, pero yung mga situation, bakit hindi na mamatay ang babae pag nagger yung husband? Kasi pwede rin nagnanag yung husband tsaka yung anak daw. Pwedeng nagnanag rin yung anak. Bakit hindi na mamatay yung mga babae? Pero pag lalaki, madaling mamatay. Kasi daw, meron daw coping mechanism ang women. Parang kinakausap nila yung kaibigan nila, kinakausap nila yung parents, yung
May outlet.
may outlet.
May outlet sila, kaya may kakausapin sila tungkol sa what they're going through. And lalaki kasi minsan macho yung dating.
So, ayaw makikita ng weakness.
Tinatabi lang. Kaya yun, hanggang yung stress na yun, nakukulob ba sa loob. Kaya it also adds to their, shorter lifespan.
Oo. Di talaga longer life daw ang women.
Hindi, kaya,
Plus also because women have less risky behaviors.
Yeah, tsaka
Usually,
also, on a physiological condition, male tend to be more fiery. Kaya nga nandito yung gusto nilang lakas palagi. But with the women, on the physiology, it's more dominant yung water. So it's more calming, cooling. So may ganyan.
Ganun pala yun.
Oo, sa mga elements ng physiology, makikita nyo yung ganun na nature. Ngayon,
And women also daw, we have more antibodies.
Right.
And we have more
because you were gifted
white
with it,
blood
because
cells.
there would be times that you have to carry a
Yeah.
child in you. So that
Yes,
gives you
oo.
an extra protection. Now, this opportunity given to you after, kunyari,
For survival.
yeah, it becomes
Malakas.
something that can be, kumbaga ano, di ba? For example, there's a reason you have more body fat.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that because insulation, tapos you produce milk, may
Scaling
mga
for the
ganon eh. You need
baby.
all of that eh. Kaya hindi ba minsan naririnig natin, oh, and I gained this one person gained so much weight during her pregnancy.
Pregnancy, oh.
Hindi gusto niya minsan minamadali niya kasi yung hanap boy
But that's
siguro.
needed eh.
Kailangan niyang maalis kagad yung weight, yung weight na nag-gain niya. But kadalasan, if you follow nature, that extra weight na binaon mo
Oo, that helps
is
you
meant
eh.
for your child also and for your own well-being.
Yes.
So may ganyan situation on a physiological level.
Yeah. It's actually found na not only do we have more antibodies, but we produce it at a faster rate talaga.
Faster
Kaya
rate.
we get less infections daw compared to
Oo.
men.
Mm-mm. Kaya there's that built-in.
Oo.
May built-in yan eh.
Tsaka we have less
Nature
women
built
have
in.
cardiac problems kasi mas
Mhm.
mababa normally if you compare, mas mababa ang BP ng women.
Oh, kaya nga ganun ang sukatan eh, di ba?
Oo.
Kadalasan,
So they
oh,
don't
bayan,
Mas
mas mababa.
fiery nga ang men, di
Yes.
ba?
Oo.
Sa cardiac, mas maano yan, mas intense yung
Right.
kanilang ano.
So anyway, I think our time is running out here and
Yeah, oh my gosh, again.
ulit,
You always get surprised.
magandang umaga sa inyong lahat at
May bumati
nagpapasalamat
pa sa
po
atin
si Jens Bone.
at saka si Avelina Aguas, bumati pa rin.
To all of you who are there, ating mga kasama, kapatid, kababayan, alam nyo, ang responsibility natin, hindi lang minsan iniisip natin na tayo lang kung tayo yung mga lalaki, tayo yung gumagawa ng lahat. Hindi ganon. Kadalasan, meron talagang nakikita natin in nature itself. There's always a balancing act that takes place, right?
Yeah.
Like in nature, you have the different elements. It has to work in balance and in harmony. Just as when in our own lives, recognizing everybody else's effort and role is very important to have a whole society to be working and to sustain its integrity as a race, di ba? As a human race. We may be born in different parts of the world, accepting different cultures, di ba? May mga cultural
Oo, with
practices.
different bodies.
Yeah.
Oo.
But yet, on the end of the day, we are of equals. One is not more important than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we learn to see everyone this way, not only tayo lang, the human race, but also everything else around us, then we can live in harmony and accept the fact that many of these things around us, on the end of the day, we are not the one in control. We
Yeah.
just make the best of what we have.
Okay.
Respect to everybody.
Maraming salamat
Best
sa
wishes
inyo.
to you all, Thomas. Thank you for joining us.
Oo. Siyempre, yung babatiin ko lang yung nanay ko, she's still around eh.
Very nice. Yeah.
And I will visit her soon. Take care.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we love you all.
Thank you again.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, go Palakas.